Fur coats don't really fly here. Like even if you have the money to have one, people don't wear them often here.
Trickle-down economy is bullshit. It's not a thing, but also what kind of makes it possible for us to live here, and that's what drives our economy.
The working class and the ultra-wealthy go hand in hand. They need us and we need them.
And so now we're just a bunch of ski bums that try to keep it going at the mountain. And
somehow it got dubbed the Jackson 9. There were 9 of us. There's Zach Simon, Prudence Daniels, his girlfriend, Malachi Artis, Casey Gilson, Doug Workman, Adam Fabricant, Dan Korn, Brian Johnson are all guides. And then we've got Brendan Cronin, who is a ski patroller, and then Matt Lancaster, who's also a free ride coach and a ripshit skier too. Tristan Dropert. My title is North American Marketing Manager for Black Crows. Yeah, I live above the garage in a house that my parents and my aunt own. There's some horses. It's a little bit cowboy around here, but it's still for sure a resort town. It's the Jackson Hole that everyone thinks it is, I suppose.
Pittsburgh's a weird place to grow up for sure. You know, there's a lot of, definitely a lot of drugs and alcohol, and you need to like keep your head above the water. And skiing was always a big part of my life, but it was something that I did more on my own. And I was definitely more into art and culture growing up for sure. And skiing was like this kind of outlet that I had, but I didn't have friends that did it. It didn't seem right. Like I needed to get away.
I come from a family of attorneys. My mom's a divorce lawyer, and my dad used to be district attorney, and I got a sister who's an attorney in Washington, D.C., and then my little sister is in her first year of law school. So I moved here after college and had every intention, or so I thought, of going to graduate school to become an architect. And then, you know, you make friends and find jobs that you like and fall in love or whatever, and then you're stuck. Yeah, summers are super busy. I work a ton in the summers. That's when we make all our money. And then there's off seasons.
It's different than a lot of places in that there's this focal point of the tram. You don't have to call your friends and like say, let's meet at 9:30. You just go to the tram dock and your friends will be there.
I didn't know when to interrupt. I always reflect on that, thinking about how big and crazy this place would be and how big and crazy it is, and then being here for a long time and traveling and like realizing that there's other bigger crazy places. But this place is still awesome. That'll never change.
The longer I'm here, the more skiing other places excites me, but I love skiing here. I can do this, you know, the same run every day for the, you know, the whole year it seems. Many years in a row, you just do the repeat, but it's so fun, and I love the people here. I love the old ski bums.
Yeah, skiing's definitely, it's fully a Peter Pan, like hedonistic, selfish, you know, like it's definitely all about you and having a good time. I feel like I maybe have like sacrificed paying attention to what goes on in the rest of the world. You know, I am selfish and like disconnected. It's an easy escape from what goes on elsewhere in the bigger picture, but the bigger picture's fucked up. A lot of the times when I start to pay attention, it's so fucked up, I've got to like turn the volume down and just be like, I'm good where I'm at, you know, like shit's good here.
I mean, when we started, we were pretty much all of us were skiing every single day. And this was, you know, 6 years ago, so we were a little younger. The onus of life and responsibility hadn't really hit us yet.
Oh my God. Last night it was a full-on scene. Multiple fights, multiple of my friends took home grails. I had the opportunity, I blew it last 10 minutes. It's like, fuck, classic. My name's Malachi Artis. I'm from Friendsville, Maryland, which is a super small town. I knew from like midway through high school that that wasn't my place. Me and Zach have a mutual friend. I grew up with this guy, Joe, and Joe was like, dude, you should go up to Jackson. Like, I think you'd really like it. Just go up, stay at the hostel, like, see what happens. And so my first winter I spent working at Jackson Hole Sports and being a housekeeper at the hostel and skied every day. It was 136 days straight. And I grew up riding bike. I didn't grow up skiing. Bike all summer long, pretty much every day, 2-3 hours on the bike. It's been constant progression of trying to figure out minimal amount of work, maximum amount of money. There's so many good ski bum jobs. Zach's a window cleaner. He only works summertime, really.
The last few years, it's been 3-4 months solid skiing, no work in the winter. I've definitely been worked into a position where I've been able to make enough money window cleaning. The holdup is the housing.
I moved here right after the housing crisis and the basically massive economic collapse in 2008. And then I parked cars and I worked at a race shop called The Edge, touring skis. I didn't feel like I needed to go and get a corporate job and start paying into a pension. To be honest, I went skiing because that's what I wanted to do. And I've always sort of just done what I wanted to do. And I kind of always just figured I'd sort it out later. I've never really needed a lot, so.
I feel like we're all sacrificing here. It's this place is so tough to make it.
People move because it's freaking expensive to live here. It's really hard.
I've always wanted to have roots and just be grounded someplace and have a home and have a family and it's always seemed right here, I suppose.
Oh, I love all these guys. I feel like Prue and Zach are both family at this point. We don't have to call each other or reach out or make plans. We just run into each other every day and then we ski the same stuff, just hammering.
I feel really lucky that we've been able to piece it all together and seem to kind of be making it work out. But, we still had to move an hour away to make it work.
So we're in Alpine and it's about 35 miles south of Jackson. You got to realize at some point that you're probably not ever going to own anything up there. I built this house by myself with one friend, one guy that I've met on the hill years ago, so another ski bum, and designed by Prudence. She went to school for architecture. She actually she didn't have the plans, but she drew them all up and scaled them, so that's kind of cool too. There's the master bedroom. This is where the magic happens. Cribs. No, it's fucking sweet.
I think that I would rather figure out how to make do with less money and, curb my needs in that way than to sacrifice the joys of being a ski bum.